Okay, great. Okay, I just tested the audio on this, so if it doesn't work this time, I don't know what to do. I just tested the audio and it worked. I should say that. Okay. And I'm posting this because this is like the third time I've tried to post. My sister mentioned I haven't posted in a while, and she's right. But I have been shooting videos like relatively frequently um, in the past few weeks, and every time the audio comes out bad or something goes wrong with it, and so I haven't had anything to post. Because I mean, I posted one. I think it was the last one I posted, where the audio was good halfway through and then went out. But that was because I was experimenting. I tried plugging in the little earphones, and those don't seem to work ever. I think the audio comes out slightly better with them, although I don't think it looks great because obviously I'm walking around with earphones in. But they do work better because they're designed for that when they work. And I can't remember the last time they worked. Maybe it was with the old phone. I don't remember. Um, anyway, so sorry I haven't posted in a while. But has a lot been happening? Not really. It's just been we thought we were going into lockdown, and we didn't. Um, we canceled classes at the school, so the 1 week of work that I've gotten this year got cut in half. Now we're doing free classes, or this today we're going to start doing free classes for the online classes for the kids that were coming. And I don't know how solid a lock we've got on them for fall, if they're coming back for fall. So, no. But anyway, that's that. That's work. I don't really know what's happening yet. I'm not putting too much faith into it. Still trying to find them full time, which I think will happen soon. All the foreigners here say, "Oh, it's so easy to find a job." I'm like, yeah, but have you looked into these jobs? A lot of them want to lock you into a visa, a work visa, which they control, and then make you work hourly. And in China, I was like, no, I draw the line there. I'll just stay in a tourist visa, because if you control whether or not I where I can work, whether I can work, and you can just pay me whatever amount you want, because if they don't give you the hours, and if you accept that, the next thing they're going to say is, well, we need you to do this many teaching hours, but then you have to come in and do office hours unpaid. That's what they were talking about at the table last night. Oh, they want you to come in unpaid and do this and that. No, there's not going to be any of that. If I want to get treated like shit at work, I'll just go back to the United States. The whole advantage of being here is that you're in a position where you can negotiate. And that's also why I don't like being in Hanoi. The city's all right. It's cute, and it's okay. It's not the best. It's just a big city. It has some tourist sites, but it's not much of a. There's not really much to do here, to be honest, except to still see a few tourist sites. And it's just cool to be here. I mean, that's great. It's a big city in Vietnam. But honestly, you get that in most small, medium-sized towns. You don't really have to be in the big city to get that, feeling that you're in Vietnam, because you're in Vietnam, right? Every town has, street side barbecue and Queet Bia Hoi and all that stuff. That's just stuff that's coming in from the countryside, or not the countryside, but the smaller towns. So much better to be there. And one of the guys is leaving Hanoi at the little. I forgot. I explained I met all these foreigners, and then the video didn't take, so you didn't really get this explanation. I went out the other night and met with some foreigners. First time I met with a group of them here, and most of them are super new. They just got here last fall. And they said most of the people that came in with their group ended up going home. But a few of them stayed. So there you go. So I should be in high demand even here right now. I feel like the way they were talking, that people had left. But I don't see the desperation that I want to see in an employer. If you're not desperate, it means you're not really paying me enough. So hopefully I'll get that before the month is out, because school starts in September. Although from China, I do know one thing. That's why I'm not too worried this month. Obviously, I'd like to be working, but school's not in, so you're not going to actually get hours this month anyway. Right after the 1st of September, then you see the desperation come out, because they've got all these schools that they either they had somebody and the person backed out, or they never got anybody over the summer, and now all of a sudden they need somebody, and so they get desperate, and then you can ask for more money and better conditions in the contract. You can ask for whatever you want in these contracts. If you want to get American holidays off, tell them that's what you want. If you want a week off for Christmas, tell them that's what you want. And everybody's got a limit. Every school is going to have a limit on what they'll do, of course, but you can ask for whatever you want. And high salary. I mean, high salary here is kind of on the low to medium end in China. And remember, I was in a small town, and this is the capital, so the wages are a lot lower here. At the same time, I don't think cost of living here is even cheaper than China. China's pretty cheap. But there you go, fix that. Anyway, I don't want to talk about work the whole time because I'm here at my favorite coffee shop. And if you notice, I'm going to spin you around a little bit so you can see. If you notice, this coffee shop is actually just the sidewalk, and that's what I like about it. Actually, I'm going to spin you all the way around so you can see what I'm looking at. I can sit here and look at the lake. Oh, that didn't work quite as smoothly as I had hoped it would. Anyway. Yeah, I come out here and look at the lake, and the coffee is actually really good. I don't like when she puts sugar in it because the coffee tastes good. I don't need sugar in my coffee if she put sugar in today because I dropped my groceries and she was helping me and didn't quite pay attention, I guess. But I also might not be getting it out quite correctly. It's possible. But a lot of days she goes, oh, okay, I want black. So I drink coffee black because it's good coffee. To me, it's like putting ketchup on a steak or any kind of sauce on a steak. I don't have a problem with it as long as it's a horrible steak. Some people overcook their steaks and the steak's just not good. Maybe it's been frozen. Yeah, if it's a bad steak, yeah, sauce it up. That's because it's not a good steak. But if it's a good steak, you don't want to put sauce on it because it tastes good without the sauce. That's how I feel about coffee. If it's good coffee, you don't need the sugar. You can just drink the coffee. And this I can, but obviously she's got the sugar in it. Oh, also the sugar and milk here are the same thing because they use condensed milk, which is super sweet. And they'll just pour, and there'll be, I should have showed you before I stirred it up, but there'll just be a little like glob of white in the bottom, and you got to stir it up to get it to look like this. But this coffee I prefer black. Wherever they go, they get good coffee. Or I like it anyway. Maybe it's not good coffee, maybe they have terrible taste, but I don't really care. As long as I get the coffee I like. But you know, just sugar's never bad, so I'm okay with sugar. But I'm now having a cup of sugar, coffee flavored sugar. When I really come over for the coffee. Yeah, and on that note, if I haven't mentioned it before, about 10 million coffee places on every block. It's astounding, really. The biggest chain here is called Highland Coffee. That's all over Vietnam. It's basically their Starbucks. To be honest, it's about the same as Starbucks. It's even though this is a coffee land, once you turn it into a corporate enterprise, it doesn't really get any different. It's marketing, the color scheme they picked was different, but that's about it. Some of them are worth going to, like there's one across the lake here that's a boat. They just built it onto a boat, and so it's kind of cool. It's fun to go in there and have coffee and go upstairs, go up to the open air part of it, look out. If any of you guys remember when I was in Quy Nhon, I did a shot from the Highlands Coffee there, and it's up on the second floor, overlooks the square, and you can see the ocean and the beach and the park and everything, and the traffic circling. It's pretty cool. They get the good spots, I guess is what I'm saying. They get the good places to have their businesses because they're a big corporation. But it does make for a good view sometimes. Mm. I wish I could switch, as I've said, probably 10 times before, I wish I could just switch the camera around and around, because you don't really want to sit and look at me the whole time. But if I flip the camera around, I can't see what you're looking at. But this is the lake. This is actually called Chukmak. And, I mean, I don't think it counts as a different lake. As a geographer trained in this field, what it is, it's just part of the larger lake, which is called West Lake over there. And the causeway separates this part from that part. But of course, once they built the causeway, that separated this, and so this now has a different name. But who cares? We still just call it West Lake. But anyway, I guess it makes for an interesting little neighborhood down here. All right, well that's it. I'm not gonna soak up too much more of your time. Just giving you an update on why I haven't been updating you. And school, who knows exactly what's going on with school. I don't have a lot of faith in it. The classes like right now are free, so to me that's just time to experiment. So we shouldn't be worried about getting it perfect. We should be worried about just getting it done, and giving them something and experimenting with a way to do online classes, because I don't think anybody really has a good grip on this. And maybe just nobody does yet, because it's just too new a thing. Anyway, so that's where we're at now. I don't think I'm going to get paid this month because we don't really have anything going on. It's possible I'll get maybe a week's pay at the end, but I don't think it's going to be enough for rent, so hopefully my dad will help me out again. And by the end of the month I'll have at least some leads on fall classes, because I think they're still going to start in September. So fingers crossed on that, and I'll talk to you guys later.